gone into it and then just let it flow from there.
Well, it's been, how many episodes do you think we've done this year?
2.
2.
Is that all? Aye, fuck's sake. Mind I'm a complete newbie to this, basically. So
I can't even remember the movies that we've done. I can't remember the last time we updated the leaderboards or Instagram or anything like that.
I'll do Instagram tomorrow, I think, in preparation for the comeback. Let people know we're here. You know what I mean? That's what we need to do.
Well, yeah,
Season
well,
4 is on its way.
our listeners will go from double digits back down to single digits, and then this one when it comes out.
MRM 2.0, here we fucking go. That's what it's going to be.
I think we had a relaunch about 6 months ago for one episode, and then never done anything else with that.
That was my fault. I got ahead of myself and thought it was going to be like having a 3-month-old baby. Do you know what I mean? Now I've got a 9-month-old baby. It's fine. He's
you're a father now.
Do you know what was really off-putting just now, Daniel? Is the way that you're looking at the screen. I can see everybody through your glasses.
Oh yeah, like,
Alright.
this is I've got to be careful wearing these so it doesn't show that I'm playing Football Manager at certain times. Do you know what I mean?
You didn't usually wear glasses, do you? Is this a new thing?
Off and on, I like to wear them.
Really?
I don't need them. Just like them.
No. Aye.
I like to look
Stylish.
like, I'm trying to look like every character in Guess Who at the moment put together.
Dave, the glasses without the lenses. Don't you get too excited?
Oh no, they've got lenses. They're just not corrective lenses.
How are you going to do him that had the yellow hair and a different skin tone?
There'll be ways and means.
Sorry you don't speak moron as well as you, but let me try.
What the hell is supposed to do, you moron?
It's a moron. That's not against the law.
Gun, you fucking moron.
Stuff like Batman.
Because he is Batman, you moron.
What are you, a fucking moron? Huh?
You moron. Drop dead. Moron.
Whoa!
Up here, you morons.
Stepping morons like yourself.
Me down, you moron. Hey, moron.
I'll quickly introduce ourselves again then, just to bypass those last comments. Welcome back to a very rare episode of Morons Reviewing Movies. We are back with an OG. We've got one of the original morons back for some punishment here. Welcome back to Dean Pease.
Hi guys.
And if there's some voices you can't remember, you can remember the voices but not the names. We've also got Hunter and Daniel with us as well, with other morons MIA at the moment, and hopefully, if we do maintain a better schedule, they will pop in and out of episodes of movies that they fancy if we're watching them. Daniel, you picked the movie that we're going to talk about this week, and we're going to jump in and out of another movie that Dave also recommended as one of his hot take favourite movies of all time. So let's introduce the movies first, and then we can start talking about them. And maybe starting off with your one first, so we can finish on Dave's.
I think that makes sense. Finish it on Baywatch is something that a lot of people have done, especially in the 90s, I think. But the movie that I picked was A Man Called Otto, through no reason other than I'd actually watched it, so it meant that I would definitely have watched it in time for this because I'd seen it already. Plus, it's one of the top 10 movies on Netflix at the moment. And I thought I'd give us a nice, happy topic to kick us off with a suicidal old man. Which is what the movie
Dave, Daniel's already spoiled it, but please elaborate on your movie of choice and why.
Obviously, I'll get everyone else's thoughts as we go, but essentially this film is about an old man whose wife has died, and he is looking to end it all, but through various hijinks and hilarious misfortune, he keeps getting hindered in his attempts to kill himself, and ultimately becomes a better person through not killing himself. I think that's the whole movie, but we'll just end it there. No, but it's actually good. It's Tom Hanks. I feel like it's been a long time since we've had Tom Hanks try to put in a bit of a shift and like put in some decent acting effort, and I feel like that's what he was doing here. It was a good show. It did feel a wee bit like a very watered down Americanized version of Afterlife squeezed into a film. So like, obviously we've all seen Afterlife where Ricky Gervais's wife dies. He's fucking miserable bastard. So it's sort of got that same sort of vibe, except obviously this time he's genuinely trying to kill himself as it goes. I don't know what you guys thought about the actual turnaround with him. Right, so this is one of the things I wanted to put out because it was quite a good movie. Right, I quite enjoyed it, and some of the stuff I say might make it sound like I'm going to give it quite a low score, but I'm going to be nitpicky. It spends a bit of a time establishing that this guy's really grumpy and miserable, and then spends almost no time on the turnaround where he's actually quite happy, and then he's dead. And I don't know, I felt like although this is over 2 hours long, it probably needed an extra half an hour for me to really bite in. But what did you guys think about the length and the girth of this movie?
I'd possibly even jump in to say you could have maybe kept it at 2 hours, but trim back some of the build up to what you call the first and second act, which was the build up to him ending up not killing himself. And obviously, the kind of the part of the reason that kind of is so long because of the flashbacks and sort of different. Obviously, his life is flashing before his eyes at different stages of each attempt at suicide, and obviously it kind of builds up the picture, and then he has the big crescendo where he pours his heart out to his neighbour and tells her what's happened with his wife and child and how he ended up at that point and how he never had children and whatever. But I do think that there was a lot. Like his wee grumpy antics being him, and maybe some of them could have been turned back, maybe some of the cutscenes, whatever. Just that way, it would have been nice to have him as the nicer, reformed character for a wee bit longer than what we had on screen, definitely.
The one guy that felt a bit shoehorned in was the little trans boy that his wife was the teacher of, and it was quite fine at first, but then the second time you saw him, he was knocking on the door asking to sleep on his couch. Like, it was a bit.
I know, yeah.
Like, we had a nice interaction once a couple of weeks ago where you were mildly nice to me. Can I please live with you now? Like, it just seemed a bit of a stretch. Then the next scene, he was giving him his car. Like,
I know.
Either don't have the vague relation, just concentrate on like the family across the street and just make that his sole focus. Or you need to give us a bit more of the rest because it was a wee bit flimsy, I thought. Like,
even on that as well, like it seemed to be a very long 6 days in movie time as well, because you look at that conversation he has with the gas board was like, oh, like, give me 6 days more gas, and just by chance that the trans boy comes to stay, he's still got enough gas, something makes some eggs and coffee in the morning.
Yeah.
So it's still within that 6 day window, but again, you're about an hour and a half into the film almost at that point.
I mean, the wee boy had some etiquette. Like, if you get shagged by an old man, make him breakfast in the morning.
Malcolm in the middle.
What did you think it, Dave?
So I liked it. I definitely liked it. My views were actually near enough completely opposite to you.
Good.
That's it. Is that all he's got? Nothing else. That's it. Dean Pease is having some technical difficulties. We'll catch him back in a second.
Just imagine opposite of what I said, and then that's good.
Aye.
Oh, he's back.
Aye.
He's back.
Sorry, I was wondering if you could see me or no, because I took some notes down, but I took it on my computer. So I was just saying, like, I was kind of the opposite for you. I felt that the turn was fine because he was actually. It wasn't like he was a horrendous old grump that needed the big turn. Like, even very early on when he helped that guy reverse the truck and that, the wee kids were in the back that took him by surprise, but he was like being really nice to them. So you could tell straight away, and that was just in the first 5 minutes or something, that he wasn't actually that bad a guy. Because he was like, oh, hello, I'm Otto. You know, so he wasn't, so you could tell. So I didn't think it needed the big turnaround that you kind of said there at first, but the shoehorn bit, well, it's I can't say I was a fan of that, but I think we all know why that was shoehorned in for a certain brigade that's out there. But I definitely enjoyed it. Funnily enough, one of the notes I took was that I was glad just to have done this movie club just so I could see that movie, because I didn't think I would have watched it otherwise, to be honest.
It's popped up on Netflix. Every time I go to it, it pops up as a movie to watch, and I always just skip past it until it was suggested for this. So it was quite a deep movie to watch. There was not much other than sadness that you felt throughout it. Even the humour bits were really quite slow. it started off when you do think this is a miserable old bastard. I don't know if I can watch a movie of somebody chasing a guy up the street because he's driving his car down the wrong way. Or like, he would just unnecessarily crab it, but he's got nothing else to really do with his life, isn't he? He's got a routine that he sticks to, and it's being miserable because it makes him feel a little bit better. And the scene in the shop where he's like just trying to save a couple of pence, but he doesn't want to save the money. It's just because he knows he's right and he wants to be difficult. And that's quite common these days, to be fair, that people just want to be difficult. In the wonderful world of social media, you can see a lot of that going on. But I do think I enjoyed the acting. Tom Hanks was class in it. There's a couple of bits I struggled with. I struggled with the storyline with the guy that was his pal. Like, I wasn't really arsed when they started showing us the different type of cars that they had and showing us how they fell out. I don't think that really added too much to it for me. It was, again, another sideline to a story that they didn't really need. They could have concentrated on that new family that brings a little bit of hope and a little bit of happiness back to him, and then he passes on and gives everything to them. And I think that was more than enough for this movie without those extra side characters that were throughout it.
I forgot about the neighbour, the one with the Alzheimer's and that. I actually genuinely forgot he was in it. So, I mean, I'm sure it's a lot as well.
It's quite ironic.
See, but before you move on, one thing you mentioned about him like being really pernickety in the shop about the length of the rope that he wanted, like, part of me, and I think it might be age, but I kind of sympathise with him, right? He's like,
100%.
Aye, like, I'm sitting there, and I think it's because I'm becoming a grumpy old cunt myself, but I'm like, no, you're fucking right. Do you mean, like, it's 6 fitted up? You've not got 8 fitted up or whatever it was. Like, why are you charging me for it? Just charge me properly. I've already calculated how much to fucking charge me. Charge me that amount. So I sort of get it. I think that's going to be me when I'm old. Like, if I'm old and my missus dies and it's just me, I'll just go about arguing with shopkeepers about fucking meaningless shit. Like, just keep it going.
I have genuinely had a similar interaction not long ago. So my thing that I've seen with David in the new is, see, like when you've got like your Club card and your Morrison's card and whatever, and you go to buy your stuff. So in my mind, I've maybe calculated how much this shop is going to be costing me, and I'll go and you beat the thing. But sometimes it doesn't come off to like the last second before you go to pay. And I might be ready to put my card up saying that amount's not right, and I'm like calling the fucking woman over and it's like, well, you just press this button and then the right total comes up, and I'm like, hold up, accusing the shop and that.
I mean, just on that tangent, by the way, what a fucking con club cards and that are now, eh? Like,
every shop's got them, man. Every shop's doing the same thing. It's a genius idea when it obviously initially came out. Marketing wise, it's fucking brilliant. But we've just moved house, and our local shop is Sainsbury's now, so we have to get a fucking Nectar card, and it's another card. And then there's Marks and Spencer's across the street, and they've got their own M&S cards. I'm like, fucking, I can't deal with it. If it's not on my phone, then I can't double click it.
That's the thing, the majority of them are, you can get them on your phone, because there was nobody I was cutting about with flipping get a card for every single shop.
How on your keys, like the old folk that have got it on
the
card key thing. Yeah. That's like,
there are other supermarkets available, guys.
Yeah.
But only in Tesco will something be £3, but it'll cost you £5 if you're not in the club.
We secret handshakes as you walk out of the thing with your club card.
Do you want your lurk back at good value? Fucking give us a handshake and you come in. Can I just pop in?
I mean, on the film, did anybody else get to the... I mean, I wasn't crying, but there was a part I was welling up at, to be honest.
Is it when he gave him the crib? His wee crib?
It was when she found him, even though I kind of knew it was coming. Like, did you see the way he was lying? I just thought it was really well done, to be fair, but like seemed really quite realistic. And it wasn't like he was like in bed or tucked up. Kind of obviously got up and just collapsed like in a heap on the bed. So it was quite realistic. So that touched it. And I think when it was a weird one, it was when he didn't have the money to pay for like all the food, so he let her get what she wanted. That touched a chord with me. On the wee date, and she was asking him, "Why did you not get an entree?" And he was like, "Because I wanted, because I've not got a job in that. I wanted to make sure you could get everything you wanted." So That was nice.
And if that had happened nowadays, he'd have been ghosted before they fucking got home as well. She'd have put an Instagram story on. You'll never guess what happened on this date. The cunt turned up and did they fucking get himself? You fucking loser. That's what would have happened.
Yeah,
You're spot on, actually. That is.
Red
Dude,
flag.
that's followed me on the train to give my book, creep.
I know that this absolute fucking creep got on the train in the wrong direction just to give me a book. We know what he wanted. That's what it would have.
Cancelled. Do you know who the actor was that played that boy?
Yes.
So Tom Hanks' son.
Yes, it was.
Was it actually?
Truman Show Hanks is his full name.
I was saying like he doesn't look anything like him.
Speaking of it, so I thought this would come up, and it made me want to double check. Do you guys know about Tom Hanks' other son called Chet Hanks?
Yes, you're just stealing all the very little bits of.
Oh, no, you talked to me about Chet Hanks.
Go for it.
Right, so I would just know this very little bit. You might have more you can elaborate on, but
before you go, I'm going to listen to this trivia with his lovely can of beer. Daniel, where did he get this can of beer from?
Oh, that's definitely from the latest Belgian selection from Beer 52. I've got one myself here that I'm just poured myself out that you can't see because of my blur, but delicious
Other
Belgian.
Other people wanted to experience these delicious beers that we're having just now. Where would they get them?
If you go to beer52.com/morons, you'll get a case for absolutely fuck all. Get your first case for fuck all.
What's the catch? Like nothing.
Your first one,
wow.
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely
nothing. I mean, join yourself a wee beer club. See if you enjoy it.
Can't knock that from Belgian.
What would Chet Hanks think about that, though, Hunter?
Oh, Chet Hanks, again, you might have more, but the bit of trivia that I do have, and I didn't realise that, so Chet Hanks is a rapper, and the song that the guy's playing when he's the guy that works for the Die in America, whatever the company's called, that is actually Chet Hanks' original music that's playing at the window for the BMW.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's fucking nepotism, more nepotism in this movie.
Yes.
Fucking hell, but
I've just typed Chet Hanks' name into Google. I said on Twitter. The first thing that comes up is Chet Hanks controversies.
He is a bellend. Like, he is like an STD as a human being, this cunt. Like, he is fucking annoying. So he's obviously like the whitest of white guys brought up with all the money, being Tom Hanks' son. But he's got like this fucking persona, like and he speaks in like Jamaican accent. He's a white guy speaking in a Jamaican accent. So everyone fucking hates him because he's obviously like appropriating this Jamaican accent to make himself sound like fucking urban or whatever. It is fucking cringy. Like, this guy is the last thing you would expect Tom Hanks to produce from his sperm is this guy. Like, I don't know. He must be the absolute shame of the Hanks family when he turns up for like fucking Thanksgiving and that. Here he fucking comes in again. Do you know, have you ever played, I'm sure you have all played GTA 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know Michael's son in GTA 5? That's what he reminds me, just like a wee fucking spotty pleb that sits in Tom Hanks' house and plays computer games all day.
He's definitely just got a basement room and that's it. He's got his own actress in and out of it that he doesn't have to converse with anyone else.
Yeah. But you watch him do interviews in this Jamaican accent, it is fucking so cringy. It's unbelievable, man.
I'm sure, I might be wrong, but
the
song he's got, or if it's the song that was on the film, but he actually has a song called White Boy Summer.
Oh.
That sums him up.
Yep.
Yeah.
It does make it better.
No, that is it.
Makes it better that his name's Chester.
His actual name's Chester.
Chester Marlon Hanks, the rapper.
Wow. I mean,
who's Tom Hanks' wife? She
Rita
knows
Wilson.
him.
Mavis Hanks, I don't know.
No, it's like a Rita Wilson or Ruth Wilson.
Rita Wilson. Sleepless in Seattle, Runaway Bride.
That was Julia Roberts.
Slight difference between them.
So she must always play like the friend of the star, because she's also not the main one in Sleepless in Seattle either. Is she like Meg Ryan's pal?
She must be the take one for the team.
Aye, or the one that's like always like, don't you be going on a date? You've only just met him. You've only know him on the radio. How can you be? There's always one of them that's trying to stop the love from happening in these love movies. Do you mean?
She's just trying to keep her pal as a spinster with her. That's it. They grow old and single together. That's it.
But You were talking about getting into tears. This is, I don't know why. This is the way my scatterbrain works. As I've just came back to sort of point you made 6 minutes ago, Dave. But the bit that made me well up a wee bit was when he'd obviously built a cot for his own little kid that died before it was born. And then when he obviously revealed that and gave it over to them, I was like, oh, like he's kept that all these years as like a reminder of his sadness that he never got to have children with the love of his life, but now he's able to part with it and pass it over. And I thought that was really poignant. It's actually quite it was quite a few moments in this that did get to you. Like I thought it did really well, bringing you down a wee bit into those sort of bits of sadness, but it didn't stay down there too long. There was kind of light-hearted nature bits to keep you sort of going in between. But I definitely had a few wee bits. Ella didn't start. She watched it from about halfway through, and then still about 10 minutes later, she was bubbling greeting, even though she didn't know who anyone was. So I must have done a decent at that point.
This one caught me off because I paused it after like 15, 20 minutes in because it starts off really strong when he's gonna hang himself and that's it, and it doesn't happen. I was like, Jesus Christ, this is going to be a rough watch. Like if this is the overarching theme in this movie all the way through. But they did not make humour of it, but they were giving you the scenario that he was trying all these different angles, and it just happened to be coincidence and fate or whatever you want to call it, where people have then chapped his door or they've been looking for him or something's happened to someone, which has then caused him to have that reaction to want to help and want to be a part of something. I enjoyed it though. I don't think it's one that I'm going to rush back to watch anytime soon. Like I watched Moneyball a few more times before I put that back on.
It's definitely a one and done. Like I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I felt like like it would have felt like the opening sequence from Up, but just like a film version of that almost.
Yeah, I definitely got the Up vibe from it. The miserable old bastard who's lost his wife, and it's just like
good point actually, because they couldn't have kids either.
No, that's what when that scenario came out, I was like, this is just like a film version of that. Because everyone says,
listen, let's not talk about Up because the last time we did the podcast on Up, I nearly got flung out. After Daniel quoted it should have been a short and done within 5 minutes.
Yeah, it should that should be a 7 minute. I still stand by that. That should be a 7 minute Pixar short, and that's it. The rest of that film, nobody fucking remembers about that fucking daft bird on top of a mountain. It's a shite film. Everyone just remembers a nice wee bit at the start with the old couple.
There you have it, guys. Daniel hates old people.
To touch on that, the suicide message, to bring it back to a bit more of a serious note, I thought the overriding underlying message was that no matter what you think, there are always people that will need you. For something as simple as they called it an Alvin wrench, but like an Allen wrench, and then it was the ladders, and then it was having to get a run to the hospital and this, that, and the next thing. So he was needed, even though he thought, because his wife was away, he lost his kid and that. So if there's anybody out there that's struggling, you're always needed.
Always.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And what was the other thing I was on a less serious note? I called it straight away in my own mind because I was watching it myself that she was in a wheelchair when the worktops were low. There was a comment made on it. I was like, I bet she was in a wheelchair. Then she was, and I was celebrating the fact that she was paraplegic.
Come on.
1-0, Dave. 1-0, Morgan.
Oh. And
the movie,
the way she ended up that way, it almost like, and you see, it's quite a good way. It's quite a good technique, I think, of the film. But it sort of cements that how miserable he is was probably the right way to be, because he wouldn't have wanted to go on that holiday. He just wanted to keep it all simple. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she wanted them to go and do this thing, and if it was up to him, he would just be in his street doing his wee fucking patrols, going to his job, coming home, and that's it. Nothing bad can ever fucking happen. But then you've got to fucking experience life, right? You can't just fucking do nothing.
So kind of on that bit as well, when the accident happened, one pothole for me was, so the accident happens and you see him emerge and he just crawls at the bus and starts looking for, why would your first, to me, I think my first protocol to look for my wife would be where I last left her in the seat, because obviously she's not out, so you just look if she's on the bus first, which it obviously was.
Aye.
It's my
yeah. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say it was massively concussed after the major traffic collision.
Also on that as well, he was in, we've all been on it an away day on the bus, they toilets, right? If you're getting formed in the side of a hill in a bus toilet, there's absolutely no way he would have be able to pull himself up from the wreckage and just be walking away. He'd probably be one of the wheelchair, though, huh?
He never came out covered in shite as well.
Which would have happened without the crash in most of those toilets, I must admit.
Grim.
Yeah.
I can't imagine being in that bus with you lot, like on the way back for an Inverness at fucking 7 o'clock or something. Fucking hell, man. 9 hours of fucking boozing and pies at that point. Fuck me.
Whoa. Dave hits that toilet.
I struggle to get in them, as you can imagine.
I was going to say, can you get in those toilets in like reality?
Some of them I can. I need to like kind of squidge in. So I've seen myself a couple of times having to stand like with the door open and just stand outside it.
A name.
No name, aye.
Just shakes out the window, though. That's easier.
I don't think anybody's actually ever took a shite on the bus yet, eh?
No.
I can imagine Burns being
Certainly on the toilet, innit?
Somebody must have taken a shite at some point.
Not that I can recall.
I'm not sure that it's a spectator sport that everyone might get to have a look. Like, some people might just be doing it without telling you, Dave.
No, but even that,
Was that a shite in there?
these aren't that well ventilated. If somebody's taking a dump in there, then you're pissing, you'd smell it.
Dave, you're going to have to take a poll at the next bus away trip and then report back to us with whoever's taking a shite in the toilet.
Aye.
And then on Saturday, we'll see what's going on.
Dave's seated directly at the toilet, sniffing every time something goes in it.
Everyone knows
You've done a shite. You've done a shite. Hunter will be the first one in for a shite, though.
I'm one of these folk, man. I'll take a shite anywhere. I'd go in the bus toilet. I wouldn't give a fuck, man. Like, if I need a shite, I'm going for a shite. Like,
I don't mind in general, but I actually would say I'd draw the line probably at the bus toilet.
is there people too near? It's too thin. Do you mean you feel like that everyone's just on top of you?
Also, there's no toilet roll, so that causes
No, I mean, that's wrong.
And if you're stuck at a shop to buy toilet roll, just use the shop's toilet at that point.
Exactly.
Well, some people are quite weird about it. Like, they won't take a shit outside their own house, like at work or places like that. Is anyone here a bit weird like that?
Well, no, an ex-moron is, though. He's no kind of... Has Sean never told you what he does?
I didn't know it was Sean, but as soon as you mentioned something, I knew it would have to be Sean, because that's the type of weird shit he would do.
I can imagine.
What does he do?
Before he does.
Every time he goes... Right, so let's say he's going to a Steny game, right, at home. He doesn't really go to away games. Instead of going to the toilet at the wee bar or even up the stairs at hospitality, he goes home. Now it's a... Well, you know, I can't, he's no far, but has to go home for the shite to then have to come back. And... out with that, if he just does a job in his own house, after every job, he has to go for a shower because he says he feels dirty. You don't know that, no?
That's the original sin, the Catholicism that's taught him that, eh? Like,
yes,
you're dirty, you need to cleanse after.
That's autism.
That's severe OCD, too. Like, that's strange, but
well,
so funny.
I'm really to something else about after this, Kyle, as well. So tell me what you were going to say.
I was just going to say, before he went on, my prediction was going to be that Sean strips absolutely bollock naked for a shite and then goes for a shower after it. That was my prediction.
Which is why you can't do it at Stennismuir football ground.
Unless he wants to go to the changing rooms after.
Well, obviously, I'm not going to name names, but I admit, when we did our last day of the season at your house, Dave, there was someone, a moron that may or may not be here, but let's say is not here, that said that they don't wash their arse in the shower. Now, who's not washing their arse in the shower? Come on, guys. Like, that worried me.
Oh, I kind of mind. I'm sure I vaguely mind that conversation.
But for then on, I've found that this is a relatively common thing amongst men, that men don't wash their arse in the shower. Come on, lads. Like, fucking start washing your arses. What are you doing?
Get the head right soon. It feels nice, Dave. It feels nice.
Hi.
A nice wee slot. Get the head right up there. Get it clean.
Like, fucking get it cleansed right out, man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What a subject, guys. So typically, we've been away for months and months. Normally, we just talk about penises, which we've not seen in any of these two movies. So we're now talking about shite and wake me your arse.
Aye, I mean, We've got
You wonder why folk even bother listening, by the way. I think of those people that have listened to us from places like Indonesia and Russia that are trying to understand what we're saying, and we're talking about white lasses and shite.
I mean,
But the message gets through.
that's it.
That's
And
a universal.
Everyone's shite.
So, Hunter, do you have any other trivia that you've picked up from A Man Called Otto?
I do, yes, indeed. So, as we've already discussed already, young Otto is played by Truman Hanks, who was 26 years old during filming. So, as you can maybe sort of catch on, this was originally a Swedish film, which I think it was called A Man Called Otto. That's how there's a note. See the wee cakes they have, the Swedish eclairs. That's like an ode back to the original. So the original adaptation was nominated for 2 Academy Awards and was the highest grossing foreign film of 2016 in the United States.
Wow, didn't know that.
And
I wish I watched that one though.
And also, as we've touched on as well, the song being played in the car is White Boy Summer by Chet Hanks.
I need to go and give that a blast after this. You could do some editing after this, Kyle, and we'll end the episode with that music playing.
Just enough not to get copyright infringed, just enough to because it'll monetize as if need be.
Oh, 3 seconds, I think it is.
3 seconds. Fucking
That's all we need. That's all we need.
Yep.
And the last bit is so Otto has made it clear he is not fond of automatic transmissions, but the majority of the cars he shows in the flashback scenes with Ruben prior to the last Jeep that he bought, none of them were sold in manual transmission, so he apparently the model of cars that he was showing were all automatic transmissions.
Poor continuity for these filmmakers, man. Like, just if you're going to make a point of something, follow it right through. Do you know what I mean?
That's dropped a point for me.
You're
a point. Well, I was just going to say, let's jump in and then give it some scoring. It's been a while since we've scored this, and I don't know what we're measuring it against, but Daniel, you selected it. We'll let you go first.
I am giving this a solid 3.
Solid 3 from Daniel. Dave?
I am giving this 3.8.
It goes up in 0.25 increments, so 3.75, do you?
It'll just need to.
You can round up to a 4.
Nah, 3.75. Yeah.
Dave clearly listens to the Morons on a regular basis.
Supported my friends through fucking.
It's funny because you had a nice little speech earlier about being there for others and being there for people and stuff. I couldn't tell you what you guys are up to at any point, any time.
Nah, man. I'm giving it you though. Like symbolically, I'll say those words.
I know Dave's thinking about me when I get a 1p transaction set to my Monzo
every 4 weeks.
with something that I clearly can't take in front of a mortgage advisor at any point.
Bangkok prostitutes 1 pence.
That web seems to come up a lot.
That web subscription.
What was it when you said to me, Hugh Edwards private photography?
Your reply was amazing, Dave, but I forgot it.
Oh, he did the Playboy off on.
God, we're on nearly 40, guys.
Nearly 40.
Hey, Hunter, what are you scoring this movie?
Thunder Alliance is back strong, so I'm going for 3 as well.
Oh, just to be the outlier slightly higher than you guys, 3.25 from me. Now, typically we get buttons that do last year.
Yeah.
Daniel, you've now been promoted to mathematician of the group.
So, if my calculations are correct, that's a 3.25 overall without using a calculator. So if I can do that and the accountant can't, I think we've absolutely nailed that. I think that's correct.
3.25.
No, that's not correct. I'm doing that. I need to check. You talk amongst yourself. I need to find the calendar on this fucking iMac.
Well, just so that we're not going to compare this to other movies on the leaderboard because I actually don't know where the leaderboard is. We were not prepared for this whatsoever.
That might actually be on the dark web now.
I think at this point we probably should just be the overall leaderboard. We can update from time to time, but really each movie is individual and take it for what it is. So, I mean, this is a moment in time, guys. We're scoring this movie and who gives a fuck about where it compares to anything else?
I mean,
And
let's face it, it's probably next to Back to the Future on the leaderboard anyway, sure.
Always.
Everything's Back to the Future. But what we'll do is we will redo the leaderboard on Instagram at some point to farm some engagement, since we've not been posting for a long time.
Yeah, Sam will actually start doing that.
That'll pad that out. Well, you need some work to do, mate. You need some work to do.
Yeah.
So those 4 numbers are clearly taking their toll on you, Daniel. Have you managed to do 4 numbers and then divide them?
Not yet. I'm just about to do it, though. We're nearly there. Now I understand where Barnsley found this so difficult. But then if you divide that by 4, and I was correct in the first place, Bristol meant math, and it is 3.25. I should have had more faith in myself.
Yes.
So yeah, 3.25 overall for Otto, the suicidal maniac.
We'll just cut to some check music at this point. We'll call that an episode, and we'll jump straight into Dave's choice of the almighty Baywatch. So we're going to jump from a movie around about suicide to a movie that would like you to commit it. Baywatch, out in 2017, starring a super cast of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Zac Efron. Devoted lifeguard Mitch Buchanan butts heads with a brash new recruit as they uncover a criminal plot that threatens the future of the Bay. Dave, you were really pushing hard for this in the chat.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. Throwaway comment was it was a bit of a guilty pleasure of mine, and I stand by it. I just think it's so rewatchable. I mean, I've seen it a good few times, but I watched it again for this anyhow. Just no long after Otto, actually, I watched it. I just think it's like mindless fun. Leave your brain at the door. Like some of the lasses in it as well, or guys if you're that way inclined. They're amazing. CJ.
I mean, this is Zac Efron before facial. So, whatever's wrong with him. Do you mean whatever the fuck? He looks like he's been stung by 25 bees.
Aye, he was in some condition doing the monkey bar. But I just thought it was. It's one of them. I get it. It's not a great movie, but we'll get to the score. But I would keep watching this more than Otto, even though I'm probably not going to score it as high. Would be my wee sneak giveaway. But just fun, easy
Movies
watching.
Movies like this are good because there's some scenes in it that I've found myself pissing myself laughing, just childish laughing at it. So when the guy has got the boner for the lassie that he fancies and he gets it stuck with the slats, and I've said one of my favourite ways of humour is a joke that goes on too long. And this scene took far too long, just got funnier and funnier to me at all points because the amount of people that came to it, everyone's looking at it. That is just laid out. Like if you imagine teenage you at school and you've had that fucking inappropriate boner sitting there and then you get asked to go up and write something on the board. That's all your fears come out at once, and this boy's living that. But he's got some chopper on him, by the way. It's fucking, when he shows it there, I was like, do it. Might have to rewind that part. But it just, for me, that was really, really funny. I quite liked that character throughout it though, with like that unlikely lifeguard but borderline creepy fucking serial killer. I thought he was quite funny.
So I mean that's what, and obviously we're not going to spend as much time on this one. I say we just tack it on to the same episode, by the way, because I think we'll get a full episode. But I feel like this should have either leaned into being a full-on slapstick outrageous comedy or a sort of action adventure. It's kind of neither, if you know what I mean. Like, I don't know. It has an identity crisis, I think, this movie, which, because it's a 15, isn't it? Or like it's
15, I think, aye.
Aye. Which I can't imagine it made a lot of money at that as a 50. Like, I would have thought this should have been a action movie with some light-hearted comedy in it that the whole family can go and see some slow-motion boobs. Because Baywatch itself was like a primetime 6 o'clock at night TV show where everyone got up to hijinks and they had to fucking save the bay from whatever fucking plot was going on. And it kind of, I don't know, kind of missed the mark a wee bit on what it should have done. But I mean, like Dave said, it's an easy fucking watch. It reminds me a wee bit of Welcome to the Jungle, which also had Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in it, which is absolute mind-numbing garbage. But once it finished, if somebody said, "Do you want to put that on again?" I'd probably say, "Hi, alright, just stick it back on." I mean, like, it's easy to fucking chewing gum for your brain.
Yeah.
Just before we all go into more detail about it, the morons that have not joined us for this episode, how would they have scored this?
I think Dubs would have refused to watch it. Sean would have given it a high score because he loves Dwayne. So he would have given it generous marks at that point.
On that downside, but then also is Bungie down scoring it because the great ones in it.
He hates Big Dwayne, but I think this is his type of movie. I think he'd have found
I think so.
Just boobs and mindless action. Bungie.
Is there a love triangle in the well?
It's like Bungie at the weekend, though, isn't it?
What love triangles?
Fucking boobs and boobs and boobs. Yeah, there isn't much of a story like they put into this. I just think the whole idea, and this is where things in America always blow my mind a little bit. Like, obviously, they make it again that lifeguard and it's such a big fucking elite job for them to get, but it's probably minimum wage back here. But I put this in the same category as things like cheerleading. It's just a very American thing that gets made a big deal out of. Think of these fucking physical specimens that are there doing lifeguarding that should be out modelling rather than doing this.
Aye, man, like the lifeguard at Labatt High was a fucking big stoner. Like he was never saving any cunt. Just fucking sitting there in his big high chair, fucking baked out his nut every day.
I took see years ago, Caden must have only been about 9 or 10, and he couldn't really swim properly at that point. We went to Stirling to they had like one of those big inflatable things in the middle of the water.
At the rainbow slides.
Aye, and I'd only known Caden for a few months at this point, so wasn't aware of his lack of swimming ability. And we went right the way through this big obstacle course, fucking threw ourselves off the end, just looked round and just see fucking arms floating at the top of the water because it was at the deep end of the pool and he couldn't swim. So I went under the water, got him, really struggling to get him across to the side, like he's pulling me under, like he's pushing my head so that he can keep his head above, gets to the side, the lifeguard then comes down off our little steps and says, he shouldn't be in the deep end if he can't swim.
Cheers for that, mate.
Thanks for that. Thanks, pal.
It's a wee hand, a wee fucking put a pole out or something, like give me something to help us. Like, you could clearly watch me struggle my whole way across here with him, but she must have been only about 17, 18, couldn't have cared less that we were drowning in the middle of this pool with loads of rain running about.
Like you said, they're not paid well enough to get their fucking polo shirt wet. Like, she's got to wear that tomorrow. Like,
but tell you what though, Dwayne the Rock Johnson would have saved me.
I think there's a bit of a myth going on here that I'm going to bet in real life he can't swim.
Do you know what made me laugh about this movie? Is how deep the water is, very close to the side of the beach. How when they dive in, they dive right in, really, really far down, save the people, and then stand up out the water. Stand up and walk out.
Yeah, that's
like X on the beach. I don't know why this is just in my mind, so I just need to get it out for no reason. That the old Rosie's bouncer used to be the lifeguard in the Mariner Centre.
That's funny.
He's getting that, man.
No.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I know
the wee, like a wee guy with black hair.
A wee tan guy.
Aye, wee tan guy, aye.
He used to jump in and out the Taekwondo classes sometimes when I was at the Mariner Centre.
Was he about our age?
Couple of
no, but older.
Lifeguards through the day, bouncer by night.
I've heard those O'Grady's is opening up again as a during the day nightclub. For like,
so
it's going to be like a nightclub that finishes at like dinner time or whatever, so that old folk could go out and hear a dance during the day because we're too old to go out at night.
That rhymes with lunny mondering. That's not a successful business.
Get your afternoon tea with fucking DG Rankin playing in the background.
Talking about money laundering, I was up the town today with my mum and we went into the Howgate and there's about 4 of these shops, kind of like Poundlands, but they're like gift card shops. Like
yeah.
the Christmas, like for cheap tacky Christmas stuff and like birthday cards and that, there's absolutely no way they're all making money.
No.
And they're all new. Like, same with the Turkish barbers. You ken there's a new Turkish barbers in Steny.
There's a new Turkish barbers every 500 metres
Aye,
in the Falkirk district.
Aye, and that's pure money laundering. But
Is
fair
it-
play to them.
The one that was definitely money laundering was those American sweetie shops that popped up everywhere for a while.
Oh,
I
aye.
mean, £9 for a packet of fucking Lucky Charms. No cunt's ever spent any money in there ever. But,
But if you take the pills, they're the fucking hottest selling item in the fucking place.
£15 bottles of Prime.
aye.
That's right.
Waking
It is
dreams.
weird though. Like that tune now is like bookies, charity shop, coffee shop, bookies, charity shop, coffee shop, bank,
Pawn shop.
bookies.
Pawn shop.
Aye, this is all that survives now.
Pawn shop's will be busy though.
Well, people are going to run out of stuff to pawn now. Like this is, we must be in the after COVID. We must all be running out of shit to sell now, man. Like,
Well, I was talking about, so when I was just moving, picked up the kids from school today, Caden walked over to the front door and went to open it. I was like, door's locked. Wait for me to unlock it. He's like, why do you even lock it? No one's going to rob anything from us. I was like, to be fair, you're right. I actually got nothing for people to steal. I've got a couple of tellies that are probably about £100 each. No good to anybody. Nothing worth stealing, so I could leave the door wide open and just let people go home with it.
well, I left my door unlocked for about 10 years before Ella moved in. Like, and she was astonished by this fact.
You ended up with squatter.
Well, aye. That's what happens when you leave your door unlocked. Fucking things drift in, and you end up stuck with them.
Aye, Sean.
Oh, funny.
But as you can tell with us, you know, drifting into other conversations, there isn't much to talk about with it. I like it, but aye, it's
I've said
Not
all
much
I'm
meat
going
on
to
the
say on
bone.
it. Aye.
There's not much I can really think about that happens in it. Like the whole action things blowing up and that, it was just a big blur to me. I don't really remember any of it. I remember the wee weirdo guy having a dance at that point to the hot lassie. I don't know what her role was again. Yeah,
Just
that's
being
pretty much
hot.
it. Just penis, boobs, hot guys. That was pretty much the movie.
Who did you prefer? CJ, which is a blonde lassie that was with a weirdo guy. Brody's missus at the end. She's been in a few things. Or I thought the rockin', I can't mind her name.
Stephanie.
That was it. Aye. I thought they maybe would have had something going on, but CJ would be my favourite out of the
Oh no. Give me
So
Victoria the villain.
Original CJ was
Oh.
Pam Anderson, wasn't it? That was original CJ.
Aye.
Her cameo was quite fucking funny, to be fair.
Better than the Hoffs, anyhow. His was poor.
The Hoff geese. Do you know what? All I ever think about when I see him now is that video that came out a few years ago that when his daughter filmed him when he came in steaming and he's like lying on his kitchen floor, like trying to eat stuff off the floor and that. And I'm like, oh, he's just a fucking. You should watch it. He's just like it's like what I'd imagine. It's what I'd imagine you would be like when you come in for a full day at a Steny game and then go out afterwards. But famous folk are the same. Whenever you get steaming, everyone just degenerates into the same fucking idiot that's just like crawling about trying to eat food. Like, food, mate, fucking, I need food. But that's all I think about when I see.
So, dude, watch that and say that's what Daniel thinks of you, Dave.
And me,
well,
and
after-
anyone who's been in an all-day session. Do you know what I mean? It's not just Dave.
After sleeping on your kitchen floor for 3 hours, it's a justifiable opinion.
You had a wee sleep in my garden that night as well.
In the garden too. Freezing cold condition.
In January. Well, first of Feb this year, the house is booked for a party. I'll have all my collection of beer 52 and wine 52 alcohol here for everyone to consume. So, should we live stream it for the Morons, the Royal Rumble party? Maybe. No, we're not getting to the. We're not getting.
No,
Oh,
we'll
it
get,
was
we'll
sacked.
get cancelled after that.
Aye.
Do you know what, just to pad out some time, I'm going to ask you a question. I don't have the answers to it, but I'm sure you'll give me answers to it. Just to be mentioning wrestlers, and I was thinking about this the other day there when I was driving back from being at work, and I was thinking about wrestlers that have been in movies outside of WWE movies. And I was just rhyming off names in my head to try to associate them with movies. So, for example, the first movie that came to my head at the time was Suburban Commando.
Yeah.
There's the wrestlers that are in that. There's two.
There's 3, is there not?
There's a 3. I don't remember.
Hulk Hogan, The Undertaker, and Brutus Beefcake, I think, are in it, are they not?
Oh, that's a shout with Beefcake, actually.
I might be wrong, but I think Undertaker and Brutus Beefcake.
After it, look, Joe, give us. Do you think of any more that you could ring off at the moment?
Terry Funk Roadhouse.
Yes, Terry Funk.
I did not even think of that one.
Triple H, is he not like Swordfish or something like one of the sort of shit sort of early 2000s action
He's
films?
not in Swordfish. I just watched
He's in
Swordfish
Blade
the other day.
3. You're thinking of Blade 3, Blade Insanity. He gives somebody a pedigree in that. I'm pretty sure. Rowdy Roddy Piper and They Live is a classic.
Shout, good film.
Very good performance.
This might blow your minds, but you'll probably hear it when somebody say it. Rey Mysterio and Freddy versus Jason.
What? Didn't know that.
He is I don't know if you remember Freddy versus Jason, but there's a bit where Freddy is using Jason as like a ping pong ball in his lair, and he's just like flying about all over the place, getting like struck against metal pipes and all that. That's apparently, well, not apparently, Rey Mysterio done it.
Oh, just doing all the stunts and all that.
Aye, just that one scene. It's quite a quick scene, but aye, there we go.
Wow.
Beefcake was a stuntman in that movie.
Oh, see, it's not like
obviously John Cena is one of the bigger stars now. He's in loads. Have you ever seen the movie with John Cena called Blockers?
No, but it's maybe pretty good. That it's a bit outdated.
It's fucking hilarious, by the way.
Aye.
It is, and this is one of these ones that a bit like Baywatch, where it's mindless storytelling, but it's just fucking funny. It's about 3 parents trying to stop their 3 daughters from getting pumped in prom night, and John Cena's one of the parents, and it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, so pretty funny.
It's got that sort of slapstick American humour sort of concept about it. That would probably be pretty funny. Like
anyone else?
There must be more. Macho Man and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Oh shoot! Aye, what was his name in it?
Oh, I don't remember.
Bonesaw.
Oh, well done.
Oh, well done. I am Kevin Nash.
He's in a few things. Magic Mike being one of them.
Turtles 2.
Yep.
John Wick.
Is he in John Wick?
He's one of the bouncers in John Wick.
There's quite a lot. Oh, is he in the Punisher?
Yes.
There's quite a lot of them in The Longest Yard, The Great Khali.
Goldberg.
Goldberg is also in Universal Soldier 2.
Oh, aye, that's right. That's when I first kind of seen him, because I didn't used to watch WCW.
Stone Cold is in a really good movie where it's a bit like fucking Hunger Games.
Yeah, The Condemned.
Condemned, aye.
Very good. I like that one. I like that one.
That's pretty good.
Ronda
I'm trying to think if there's many more.
Rousey.
Ronda Rousey's, what, she in Roadhouse?
No, she was supposed to have a Roadhouse.
Sorry.
She's in one of the Fast and the Furious movies.
It'll be some
I feel like Big Show should be in a few things just for these general signs.
Alright, Big Show's definitely been a couple of things.
He's done comedies, is he not?
I think it was WWE though, Knucklehead or something like that.
Yeah, he played a big doofus, didn't he? That was a WWE.
Knuckle. Andre the Giant. He's in
Princess Bride.
Princess Bride, that's it. Yeah.
Apparently, he loved being in that more than anything he ever done in his wrestling career, and he had a VHS tape of it, and he would get drunk and make folk watch it with him. And him and Princess Bride, like, he loved it more than anything he ever did. Like, it was like the happiest he ever was being in that film.
Oh, that's nice.
I know, I've got a big soft spot for Big Onzy. Like, obviously, you do. Yeah, kindred spirit, Dave.
What?
Your cousin, is it not?
My brother.
Jesse Ventura.
Aye.
Quite a few. Predator being the
Predator.
Yeah.
And a favourite of mine, Kurt Angle in Warrior.
Yes.
Oh, I've never seen it.
You'd like Warrior, actually. It's one of Kevin's favourite films.
Great film.
Aye.
Hornswoggle.
Oh, Hornswoggle. He's in all the Leprechaun movies.
I was thinking R2D2, but aye. No, aye, Leprechaun, aye, that's right.
Surely in the Expendables or something like that.
Oh, there's bound to be a few in there.
Like surely fucking Randy Orton's and something like that. Randy Orton's
in Condemned too, actually.
Oh, well, there you go. He's in the TV series of Shooter. Ryan Phillippe in it. It's a really good TV show, actually. Shite movie with Mark Wahlberg, but the TV show is quite decent. Randy Orton's like a fucking militant mercenary or something like that, and it just goes around killing loads of folk.
Sounds good. I feel like we've dwindled in lack of content now, and we should wrap this up now. I'm going to take a serious tone to try and end the podcast now.
Yes. That sounds good.
That's it. We're fucking done, guys. We've not done this for a long time. We've no idea what we're doing, and we're now just waffling piss.
Yeah,
Ease him
man.
back in. Ease him back in.
Yeah, man, I've enjoyed it. I've had a fucking great time. But we'll do Deadpool and Wolverine next week, and then what I'm going to suggest is we'll start doing the Instagram vote again, so we're not picking the movies, and then you guys can opt in or opt out depending on which weeks you want to join. Do you know what I mean?
I like this concept that Daniel's putting me and him into the heavy lifting of this, and if you want to optionally jump in when you can be asked, feel free for it. Fucking more work for us.
It's the only way it'll work, because let's be honest, the rest of you are work shy fucking bastards. And
I'll try and put a wee bit of effort in and try and commit as much as I can.
Love it. All you need to do is bring your beautiful face on the podcast, and then all Hunter needs to do is the same, but with a wee bit of trivia. We're fine. We'll get.
We need a mathematician though. If Burnsy's not going to come in, Daniel fumbled that one massive.
Hey, I've got all I've got to say is I should have just had more faith in myself and my mental.
Right.
Nailed it without the calculator, and then I just doubted myself with my crippling anxiety.
Have you got trivia for this one? Or?
I never actually watched this, so that's why I've no trivia for it.
I did think you were very quiet throughout.
To be fair, I was planning to have the both of them done because we had originally planned to record tomorrow, so it was maybe one Monday, one the next. So I thought the main priority was getting all done at least. So
fair.
But I will be willing to watch and score in proxy, but trivia, unfortunately, I can't help you with just now.
You should watch it just for it's an alright watch.
Aye, just for the wankers, son.
You have a good wank, and then the only thing is around is a woman start coming on the screen after a period of time.
So
if you pause it for 15, 20 minutes.
We'll plenty to catch up with the films next week.
Speaking of wanking, the original person tipped to play CJ Parker was Kelly Brook.
As in UK television personality, Kelly Brook.
As
Kelly Brook, yeah.
Nuts and Zumag favourite Kelly Brook.
That's why I said on the conversation of wanking.
Nah, that would have been a big flop.
Kelly Brook, known for her portrayals in great movies such as Juice Bungalow, European Gigolo, Piranha 3D, and The Italian Job, where she had the role of girlfriend.
To be fair, if your only talent is being busty, then you're not really going to get many fucking career opportunities, are you? Because I mean,
a couple of assets there.
Yeah. And
right, we are struggling, guys. Let's call this one. Let's end this. Let's cut here.
End. Goodbye.
Bye.
Are we not doing a score?
Oh, let's do a token score. 1.25.
I'm going to jump in. I'll go slightly higher and give it a 1.75.
Dave.
It's a solid 3 from me.
That's pretty good.
Hunter.
I'm just going to guess up on top of my head. 1.5.
Have we sold you on watching the movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
You lying.
That's an hour and a half of my life I'm willing to give up for you guys. So
do it.
Good. Do it. And then next week we'll be here with some Marvel action, and then we'll get the fucking everything kicking off again. I'm excited.
You're making me sweat with this Deadpool thing, because all I can think about now is I need to watch the 2 Deadpools before I watch Deadpool Wolverine, because my brain won't compute if I don't do that.
I've not seen Deadpool 2, but I've seen Deadpool 1 and I've seen Deadpool v Wolverine. So.
Well, it's Deadpool v Wolverine we're going to do, so I think that you're
right before I went to the cinema, I rush watched Loki season 2 to just
Loki. I think Loki season 2 is more important than the previous Deadpool, isn't it?
Yeah.
So. Hunter, I went to see it with you, didn't I?
Aye.
I forgot about that.
I'm the only one that's not
Nice,
seen it.
nice.
I never got it at the cinema, so I'll be watching it next Tuesday when it comes on Disney Plus.
No.
I phoned Hunter shouting him that it was late and we're going to miss a movie, and we booked the movie. It was like half an hour later.
Of course you did. That's
Stand there with my melted ice cream waiting for it to come.
Did anybody tell me what t-shirt I'm wearing before we go?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Oh,
To be fair, from this angle you're sitting at, it says Mutant Ninja, so it was pretty.
What does it ask? I can't see it saying that.
Yeah.
Oh, right, keep going.
So you'll quite like this if you like your Ninja Turtles. There was a comic book called The Last Zonin about the last Ninja Turtle that was left, and you don't know who it is, and all this sort of post-apocalypse type stuff. It's fucking. He's like a bit of a John Wick style, goes back murdering everybody, and that's getting turned into a PlayStation game and a movie. So some good Ninja Turtles content to look out for.
I like that.
Very
Right.
good story.
Daniel started talking comic books. It's time to wrap up.
It's time to end now. Aye.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Moron as well as you, but let me try.
Bye.
What the hell is supposed to do, you moron?
It's a moron. That's not against the law.
God, you fucking moron.
Dressed up like Batman.
Because he is Batman, you moron.
What are you, a fucking moron?
You moron. Drop dead. Moron.
Whoa.
Up here, you morons.
Stepping morons like yourself.
Me down, you moron. Hey, moron.
Bid you farewell and good luck, morons. Bye.